Good evening. We're going to discuss Chips episode 608, Head Over Heels. Unfortunately, we've spent the last hour watching this horrendous episode, and I must tell you, it's probably the worst episode I've ever seen in my entire life. Not of Chips, but of every show in general.
Complete waste of time.
This show was about Punch meeting the woman of his dreams. And we'll just get right into it because I don't know what else to do. Best line by Punch? I had two of them. First one said, I want us to keep talking, but I don't know what to say. He just started kind of running all his words together. And the second one I had was when Punch was asking Lanahan for advice. He said, hey, Lanahan, I met this girl, and I can't even get to first base.
Why would you ask another female that question to another female?
Especially at work, yeah.
It's appropriate. Mine was very simple in the very beginning of this episode. I'm going to marry that girl.
Mine was, Punch is sitting with the girl that he's going to marry, and he gives her a necklace, this heart necklace, and she just throws it into the water. And he just looks at her and says, I'm in love with a cuckoo bird. Next is Best Extra. I have the kid selling a puppy on the side of the road. It's a puppy from outer space, and it's $5, and if he doesn't sell it, his dad's going to drown it.
And it's for sale, S-A-I-L.
Oh, yeah. The kid.
Yeah.
Mine was a drunk guy that ran into Punch's lady near the end.
My favorite was Webster. Webster was a CHP officer. A really nice guy.
Yeah.
And the best car that was wrecked, you know, in the first 5 seconds of the show, we wrecked about 12 cars, so I stopped keeping track. But my favorite one that was wrecked was Webster's car. When he was driving, and for some reason, instead of just swerving or applying the brakes, he proceeded to scream and crash. And it was the scream of the century for Chip standards.
That's so true. Mine was Webster's car taking a spill, and his eyes got huge, and he had that screech. Yeah.
Mine was the armored truck at the end, because of course it blew up, and that's a big part of all Chip's episodes is when a car blows up. Next is Best Chase Music, and I don't know if you guys had anything for that.
More than chase music was all the love music. It just got to be really annoying.
Yeah, I agree. For Best Chase Music, I actually had the love music, but it was part of the chase. It was Punch chasing the girl.
That's
So
true.
I kind of thought
Clever
that fit.
there.
Good point.
Favorite off-duty moment was when Punch's fiancee Vanessa, he spends a half a week's salary on that necklace that looks like he could have got out of the prize machine at the Walmart, and she just takes the necklace and throws it right in the ocean.
Yeah, half of his week's salary.
Yeah.
Mine was Punch in Love. That was also the worst and the best. It was just so over the top.
Yeah, it really was over the top. I had also when Punch gave the girl the necklace and she just throws it in the water. My favorite on-duty moment is when Punch is at the Mothers Against Drunk Driving meeting and he's just staring at the teacher giving the presentation because he's so smitten by her and he can't stop staring and he misses his cue to talk, and it's just kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, mine was the mad eating as well. He was just a really stalker-like.
My favorite on-duty moment was Punch sitting in the classroom handing out balloons to kids. That was really good for something to do on duty. And the other thing that Punch did on duty that I thought was really nice was that he burned his little black book
Oh, yeah.
containing all the phone numbers.
Yes.
And in that scene, you probably noticed they had Bruce Nelson with his arm around two girls. I think what they were trying to do is transition Bruce Nelson into the Punch role
Or the new Playboy.
of the chick chaser.
Yep.
But unfortunately, the writing was so terrible they never saw a seventh season. But if they did, Bruce may have been the star.
Right. That's a good point.
Yep.
Observing.
Now, Best Deep Thought by Baker. Unfortunately, Larry Wilcox didn't make this season, so I kind of transferred that one to Best Deep Thought by Bobby. And it was a conversation he was having with Punch. Punch said, what kind of chump would believe a story like that? Bobby says, chump who loves a woman. I just thought that was really powerful.
Mine was the same thing. Something about Punch being in love and how you shouldn't fight it.
Okay. I didn't have anything for that. Next would be estimated amount of money spent on wrecking cars in this episode.
Too much.
Yeah, I couldn't put a number on it. Just
Yeah.
the opening scene before the credits even, well no, just after the credits rolled, there's a million car pileups. So who knows? Let's see, any tight pants in this one? Oh, you got tight pants?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, Punch at the park. That was mine.
He had really tight pants on at the park, and when he was climbing up the ladder,
Oh,
with a
yeah.
nice tight butt shot.
Yeah, singing a song.
Next would be favorite botched attempt at authentic Spanish, and probably just when he's singing. I didn't really take the time to listen to what he was saying in Spanish, but I'm sure it wasn't right.
I wasn't sure if it was Italian or Spanish. It just sounded like it
Oh,
was
it could have
gibberish.
been Italian.
Yeah, it was definitely
I'm not
gibberish.
sure if it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was mine as well.
Yeah.
And
Some
she didn't
mixture.
understand it.
No.
He didn't understand it. And
No.
Grossi had cue cards to play the song,
And a guitar.
but Ponch didn't have any cue cards to sing that gibberish. So yeah, I don't understand. Let's see. So it brings us to the most ridiculous line, and mine was, "I'll be around if the little piggy begins to bore," and that was Vanessa's ex-husband to Ponch. And I thought that was really great writing because bore, I think it was spelled B-O-A-R, as in the little piggy,
Very
not
good.
B-O-R-E, as in
Oh.
boredom.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I think they spent a lot of time getting that line just right.
Yeah, I really couldn't narrow down one. There's a lot of love lines about how cutesy that Ponch and Vanessa were going back and forth, and I really couldn't narrow it down.
Yeah. I had Albie, or I had the piggy will bore thing too, but I didn't read into it as much
That's
as
good, man.
Flagon
That is
did. Next would be favorite character name, and I went with Webster. It's a nice name.
I had Vanessa.
I had Webster too, random cop, and they were probably trying to jump on the bandwagon with the Webster TV show at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably a very popular name. Best stock footage. I had the necklace half being thrown into the ocean
Yep.
because Ponch's half and the girl's half were the exact same shot with the wave coming in to take it.
Mhm.
It's a heartbreaking scene.
That was mine as well. Very ridiculous scene.
Next would be scene that should have been left out. Well, first I had scene where Grossi is playing the guitar and all the officers are hanging out at work after work,
Oh yeah.
which led into Ponch serenading the lady while Grossi is playing it, so that could have been left out too. And lastly would have been Ponch's date montage that was set to music.
Yeah, the merry-go-round and the
All that stuff.
beach and the horses.
Yeah, mine was the one he said everyone in the whole CHP is invited to his wedding, and the Cahill jumped on top of the table and said we're having a picnic in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same things. Ponch on the ladder, singing to the girl, the romance highlight, and Ponch making out on the side of the road.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh, that
point
definitely
down.
could have been left out.
Actually, this whole episode could have been thrown on the floor. Let's see here. Scene that best represented the year this episode was filmed. I thought Disco, Disco, Disco was good, even though it was a little late. This was filmed in 1983, so I'm not really sure why they were having Disco, 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 but the music wasn't really Disco, Disco, Disco,
No,
so
it's
it was a
more
nice
like violins
transition.
and lovey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disco, Disco, Disco was mine as well. The establishment's name is Disco, 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 so kind of goes without saying.
What about you, Boom Boom?
Yeah, disco, disco, disco.
Right.
Next would be best villain, and I put Craig, which I think that his name was Craig, which would have been the ex-husband of
Absolutely.
Vanessa, and he tells Ponch that he pays his salary.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes. I had Grossi singing with the guitar, because that was just, so stupid.
Yeah, that was criminal. I put down Ponch because if he didn't buy that dog, everything would have been all right.
That's true.
Let's see, Ponch demonstrated he's an expert at, and I put out picking out jewelry because she really loved that necklace that he gave her so much that she just threw it out.
Falling in love being a sap.
I put relationships. Favorite Grossi moment is just him playing and singing in the office. It was pretty offensive.
I had playing cheesy guitar.
I liked when he bet Bruce that Ponch wouldn't break his date to go to the Raider game, and when Grossi won the bet, Bruce gave him the $5, and Grossi inspected it really closely. Like it was a fake $5 bill.
Counterfeit.
I thought that was a pretty good moment by Grossi. And in fact, that was probably one of the few bright sections of this entire episode.
If there were.
That's